Hi guys, it is an exciting time if you are a Sony APS-C shooter in terms of wide angle lens options. I am currently reviewing 6 wide angle lenses for the Sony APS-C system. But you may be thinking to yourself, Mark, we appreciate all of the handsome reviews that you do, but some of us are over here on a budget. We have a little Sony APS-C camera like the ZV-E10 and just the kit lens, but we wish that we could partake in some of this wide angle glory. Well, I'm here to tell you that on a budget, no problem. You can do it. You probably figured that out from the thumbnail and the title of this video, but you can get a Ulanzi WL-3 wide angle adapter that can turn your 16mm on the kit lens into a 12mm lens. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, and it also doubles as a macro lens. I love it so much. Let's talk about it. So what is this thing? It's a very well built, it's like an aluminum. You split it in half when you want to shoot your macro shots, and that is the only way that I would use this. That's a very loud motorcycle. It's the only way that I would use this lens in terms of photography is for its macro capabilities. It does create some nice macro shots. Look how much closer you can get. It's a 10 times macro lens. You can get so much closer with this as a macro lens than just the kit lens alone. But I wouldn't use it for photography, and the reason is there's going to be a lot of distortion because the wide ends especially, they're going to find some distortion and it's going to be muddy and not very sharp. But the actual center of the lens, which is what you're probably focused on when you're doing things like vlogging, it is quite sharp and there's not a lot of distortion. It's very well controlled in the center, and that's why it's good for what it's good for. And it's also really light. It's 133 grams, and when you combine that with the 116 grams from the kit lens, it is still only, what is that, 249 grams. And you compare that to something like the Samyang, I'm looking down at my notes, the Samyang 12mm f2.0, that is 213 grams. So 249 compared to 213. Oh, I just saw my hair in the viewfinder. Oh, I'm sorry about that. My goodness. And it's not that much of a difference in terms of weight. And now you're saying, why are you blathering on? Bring us what we came to see, the vlogging portion of this evening. All right, here we go. Okay, here we are, walking and talking and vlogging. I'm on the active steady shot, which is cropping in at 40% on my little kit lens. So holding this at arm's length, certainly, and I can get further. Yeah, there it is. But then that strains my shoulder a little bit. I don't want to do that. So at a comfortable length, I can still vlog the world behind me. Isn't that fantastic? This is good. Still looks good in the center. There's a small amount of background separation back there. Not a lot. You're not going to get a lot on wide angle lenses anyway, but to be able to use the active steady shot instead of having to definitely go through Catalyst browse, then that is certainly a benefit. I will show you the Catalyst browse though, because I love it. Now, of course, we're on my favorite Catalyst browse, so you can get that really wide angle. You can get that gimbal-like footage. I'm only cropping in 10%, so this works best for me. But the Catalyst browse is a bit of a pain in the butt. Sometimes you press your buttons wrong and it doesn't record the gyroscopic data. And then even if you do record it, you got to run it through the software, which takes a while. So it is nice to be able to use that active steady shot. And that is probably how I would use this wide angle adapter. This old lady has been booting it back and forth with this walker for about 30 minutes now. I couldn't do that. She almost ran over my foot. So should I even do this? It hardly seems fair. This is the Sony 11mm 1.8 brand new lens, the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. This thing is such a great lens. It's so sharp. It's so wonderful. And but in terms of the 1.8, in terms of background blur, you can see it's not that much more significant. And the reason being, these very wide angle lenses, it's hard to get a really shallow depth of field even at 1.8. But that 1.8 is going to be great to let in a lot more light, so you can use it in a lot more situations. And of course, this is a great photography lens as well, and you can create fantastic video with it. However, if your only purpose is to vlog, I think you can get away with the Ulanzi. Now, you may have noticed a little vignetting in this particular shot, and why is that? Because I'm using an ND filter and I'm using step-up rings to get to my ND filter. Now, this is a very wide angle, so I would not recommend using step-up rings. Now, if you're going to use the active steady shot or the catalyst browse where you crop in 10%, you don't have to worry about it. You can even use these step-up rings and you won't see that vignetting. But if you want to use this, right now I'm using it at its widest angle with no stabilization in it whatsoever, as you can tell from the shakes. You are going to see that if you have step-up rings. So either get an ND filter that is threaded for the Ulanzi, which is 58 millimeters, or crop in with the catalyst browse, crop in your Final Cut editor or whatever editor you use, or use the active stabilization. Now here's the thing, if you are sure-handed and sure-footed and you're doing your ninja walk, you might be able to get away with what I'm doing right now, which is just the lens stabilization. See, because the beauty of adapting the kit lens is that the kit lens is stabilized. It has the OSS, the optical steady shot. So you're getting some stabilization in the lens even if you don't have any in the camera. So you keep that gut sucked in. I find that's the key. You got to tighten the gut. If you keep the gut sucked in and you walk carefully, then maybe you can just use the optical steady shot that is in the lens itself. Talk about a simple setup, huh? Pretty good. So now let me just show you the difference between the focal lengths here. This is with the wide angle on, which is roughly an 18 millimeter full frame equivalent, and this is the kit lens zoomed all the way out at 16 mil, which is a 24 millimeter equivalent in terms of full frame field of view. That is quite a bit tighter. So this is an impromptu section of the vlog. It's just I was walking home and I was figuring, I got this beauty wide angle lens here. Why am I wasting the walk home not filming myself? Giving you guys some more me. Isn't that what you've always wanted? And also I wanted to see how the ZV-E10 is doing at higher ISOs, because this is ISO 4000. And that's the thing, when you have a wide angle lens and the f-stop is only 3.5, you're going to have to bump your ISO when it's dark like it is. Like it is 9 p.m. right now and it's dusk here. It's quite dim. So I just wanted to see how the little ZV-E10 is handling this. It looks pretty good to me. If this is the case, I can vlog a whole lot later than I thought. I can keep people. Thank you very much. I believe they're cheering for me, not the game-winning home run. Me. Everything's always about me. Anyway, let's conclude this guy. So is this thing as good as buying a wide angle dedicated lens for your APS-C? Absolutely not. But if you are looking for something just to give you that wide angle field of view at pretty much no money, 40 bucks. By the way, there'll be links in the description below to make me stinking rich, even more rich than I already am. And I'm pretty rich in spirit. But seriously, for this thing, you can't go wrong. It's a lot of fun. It's well built. Once again, thanks to Ulanzi for sending this along. I think this is going to help a whole lot of people get that wider field of view when they're taping their gorgeous face taping. I'm like I'm from the 80s, and I'm not. I'm super, super youthful. I was born in the year 2002. Anyway, if you want to record your gorgeous face in a wide angle format and all you have is the kit lens, there you go. Throw a couple of bucks down the old chute and you got this guy. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye-bye.